Pop, pop. I love that. Hey, everybody, let me close this off. Um, hey, folks, Lester here, and I'm only coming to you on YouTube today, and that's because I feel like I've been neglecting you for a little bit. But, in typical Lester fashion, it's not my fault, y'all. It's not my fault. It's always someone else's fault. I'm kidding. Hey, everybody, it's good to see you. Let me put my glasses on so I can actually see who I'm talking to. I don't have the ring light on, so you may have to. Oh my goodness, what is all this? Hold on a minute. How much of a blessing is it to jump onto a live and have Daniel Arms, say hello? Hey, Daniel. It's good to talk to you. Daniel and I chit chat on occasion. Daniel, you want to join me? You want to join me? I can simply send you a link and we can be split screen side by side together. Um, but I will wait and see if Daniel says yes or not before I do that. Actually, what I'm going to do is just text Daniel an invite. And if he wants to join from wherever he's at, he can. This is completely up to Daniel. There's no pressure here. I have not spoken to Daniel all day. I spoke to him yesterday. We've not talked all day. So I'm going to do something real fast for Daniel. Y'all give me just a second here. Now, Daniel, this is completely up to you if you want to do this. It's very easy to do. Y'all give me one moment. Um, I don't know exactly how long I've known Daniel and his family, but we've become internet friends, and that's always neat. Now, of course, he could be busy right now. He may not be able to jump in, but if he wants to, I sent him a text with the invite, and Daniel can jump on and we'll do a little side by side chit chat. But if not, I wanted to come to you guys. I've been having some technical issues with Facebook. I've also had some technical issues with StreamYard. And you guys know that StreamYard is how I try to do all of the live. What I like about that is it allows me to combine all of the platforms into one. But StreamYard's been doing something a little bit bizarre. I think that StreamYard and Facebook are having some kind of a beef, to be honest. I don't know all the ins and outs of how that works, but I do believe that StreamYard and Facebook are having some kind of a beef with each other. And so it's made it to where it's almost impossible to do that anymore. So that's why I'm just now coming to YouTube only. No Facebook is here this time. Now, a lot of folks will double dip, and I love that. I tell you, I say it all the time. We love our double D's. And if people don't understand what I mean by that because they just don't pay attention, but our double D's in my book are double dippers. And a double dipper, of course, is somebody who will watch both Facebook and YouTube. And what a blessing that is to us. Now, we don't always play the same content on the same day. So sometimes you'll catch it first on YouTube, sometimes you'll catch it first on Facebook. And of course, Facebook is our largest platform. So we normally play, oh, look at all the ladies saying that they're double D's. Double D's here, double dipper, and proud of it, says Lisa. What is wrong with me? Oh, Helen says she's a double dipper too. Look at all the double dippers. Listen, I don't know if I can find the words. I struggle when I look for the right words. Hold on a second. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh my gosh. Some people, I don't know what that is. Facts matter. Maybe I should take my glasses off because I'm going to start blushing. And if I get to giggling, then it's over. If I get to giggling, it's over. And there'll be nothing productive happen in this entire life. But whenever folks like Daniel, Jason, my other friend Jason, Dutch, I know Sean over at Keeping It Dutch, um, you get to a point when you start working with social media, and I believe I only speak for us four. Um, and I shouldn't even speak for us four. I don't know if these guys have given me permission to speak for them or not. They probably would never allow me to speak for them, actually. Uh, But so I only speak for myself. Okay, Lester only speaks for himself. But when you get to a point and when you find a little bit of success with social media and you feel like you have something that's working for you, but your actual career, your job, in my case, it was school teaching, was keeping me from spending as much time with social media and all of the work that requires going into social media to keep your page growing and successful. And I found myself going off. And this is a true story, and I've never spoken about this to anybody. So you're the first ones hearing it. Daniel doesn't even know this secret about Lester. But no, I would say for the last 2 years or so of my teaching, I found myself going to work every day and really just waiting to get back home to work on my next video. And it's not that at that point I wasn't making more money from the videos, but I was making some money. But it was become kind of a passion. It became something that I enjoyed doing and interacting with so many folks through the comments and through the email. And the page was fairly small, but it was growing. And I would realize, like on the weekends, when I could post sometimes 2 videos or 3 videos, and then I would have to skip a couple of days. But I'm like, wait a minute here. And I start doing the math in my head, and I realize that if I was to devote full time or at least a lot more time to social media, especially during the pandemic, whenever it was like that was the thing to do because there weren't a lot of folks able to get out and about and they were spending so much time, on at home and trying to find ways to entertain themselves. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to go full time into this. And so I did. I let my boss know that I would not be returning to work. I'm too young to retire. Listen, as old as I must look to you all, as old as I probably look, and as old as I feel, I'm not old enough to retire. And so I have to. I just quit teaching. I took a year off to try out the social media thing, and man, the page exploded. I know a lot of that was the fact of I will, hey, let's just say it the way it is. It was the pandemic, and it was a horrible situation that you found that open door. Very similar to Hurricane Harvey and the flooding that happened. We would have never found our window into social media had it not been for such a horrific act, of Mother Nature, and the fact that I knew a little bit about making videos, and then I recorded a video coming home that day to all of the aftermath of what hurricane flooding can look like, and all of the well, I don't want to get emotional talking about that. That day is still a day that I don't like to think about, and then of course all of the weeks and months afterwards with everything, just such a mess. But I do sometimes try to remind folks that when you are feeling like you're in a bad place and things sometimes not go your way, and then when it rains it pours, as they say, because one thing leads to another, and you find yourself in a really dark spot. And then I have to remember that it was those dark spots that opened up windows to what we're doing now. And as so blessed to be living this lifestyle and some of the amazing folks who we've met, including Daniel. I'll include Daniel in that group. I guess Daniel's what the hell? I'll just throw him in there as a cool guy that I've met. But no, we've met some good people, good family people, good Christian people, good God-fearing Americans, just nothing against anyone else who's not American, but just good old red-blooded Americans. I don't even know why I said that because there's probably folks on here who are not. You know what? I love Americans, but I also love you Europeans and you Australians and you New Zealanders. But what I don't like are the folks who keep hacking into my page and trying to do stupid stuff, like the people that a lot of you guys know about this. Um, there's a problem with Longhorn Lester's this morning. This is what someone did. This is how stupid, and this is the dumbest thing, but unfortunately, people keep falling for it. So somebody goes and they copy Longhorn Lester's background. It's just a simple matter of, getting a screenshot or maybe even holding down and pressing save photo. And now they have my background. And then they hold down and they save a picture of Longhorn Lester's little thumbnail. And then they take a picture of the Longhorn Lester's stats that are on his page as far as the likes and the followers and all that stuff. And then this person goes by and creates a Facebook page. They call it Longhorn Lester's. They put my picture, they put my background, they even put my stats. They find a way to make all that look the same. Now, at this point, this person has 0 followers. But then they go to Longhorn Lester's actual page and they find you guys. They find the folks that are on the Longhorn Lester's page commenting. And they click on your name and they're able to send you a message. And in that message, it says it's from Longhorn Lester. And it says, hey, follow me. Hey, Longhorn Lester, follow me, follow my page. And if lo and behold, this fake imposter copycat of an account does it begin to start racking up people that, oh, Lester reached out. Lester wants me to follow him. Guys, you already follow or you wouldn't be on the page. And people don't understand that. And so now you're following the real Longhorn Lesters. Hi, sweetie. Mwah. This is Fiona, not Jamie. Jamie's over there. Jamie's here too. Hi, sweetie. That's the Jamie. That's the Jamie. This is the Fiona. Fiona come by for some loving, and she's so upset because I would not let her in the house earlier. But she goes out to the pond and becomes just a nasty, filthy, dirty girl. You want to jump up here and let everyone say hi to you? This here is the best dog. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I ain't picking her up. There ain't no way I'm lifting up that 100-pound dog. Baby, she just wants some loving, though. But no, so this fake imposter of a page has gone by, and they're finding all these folks, and they're sending them a message on Facebook Messenger saying, Longhorn Lester here, follow me. And so I was getting emails. There's a lot of folks who are on to these kind of folks, and they're like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Something's wrong here. And so they start digging into it and sending me messages, letting me know, a lot of emails, a lot of the WhatsApp messages, and saying, hey, you got an imposter page. Another one of those little scam pages popped up. And so you might be saying, so Lester, what's the big deal if someone copycats you? What could it hurt? Here's how it can hurt. Because that fake copycat account could very simply at some point make a post that says, hey, we're having a hard time keeping our water clean. We need this new filtration system. Could you please help by donating or send money to my PayPal? Now, that's not me. That's not me. But you think it's me. And you're like, oh my God, Lester and them are having some hard times financially. They need help with their water supply and the animals might die. And that's what happens. And so you got to jump on stuff like this. And so even though it was a little bit, the phones start going off so early in the morning and, all the chiming and notifications, man, I'm glad that it did because enough people jumped on that to let me know that we tried to contact, and I told everyone, I replied to everyone, I'm like, please report it, just report it. And then the funny thing is, when I finally found the actual fake page a little bit later, all over that page, some of the tech savvy folks were just blasting this page saying, this is fake. This is a fake page. And if anyone was commenting on the videos that were also screenshotted my videos, people were replying saying, this is a fake page. This is not the real Lester page. But isn't it horrible just how some people find their way to, I'll just say, sneak into your life and sneak into your finances and sneak into. It sounds like a bad girlfriend. Jamie says it's almost like a bad ex-girlfriend, and that is very true, or even a bad ex-boyfriend. And I will say one last thing, and then I'm going to jump off the subject because I don't want Facebook to get upset with me. But I think that can only happen on Facebook, right? No, I don't. Do you remember that Telegram crap? That's true. That's true. That's true. On YouTube, they can also do that because someone did say one time they created a fake Longhorn Lester's and they're like, hey, message me on Telegraph or Telegram. And they kept putting these little fingers pointing up to how to click on this link. That wasn't Longhorn Lester's. Or they were saying, hey, you want a prize? Click here to claim the prize. Guys, that's not true. No, I don't think any of our channels are giving away prizes. And so I would just ask you to be aware of what you're doing and never open your bank accounts or give out information to anybody. And anybody. Why would anybody need you to open up your, credit card or your PayPal or whatever Cash App what you use? That's something you got to be aware of and stuff. Anywho, yesterday I did go live on Friday, but we were traveling. We took Jamie's family down to Galveston. And so I knew I couldn't do StreamYard from my phone, and I didn't take a computer. So I did just do I'm a Survivor Sanctuary live and just talked a little bit, just briefly about what we were doing, where we were at. And then, of course, Sunday afternoon, which was yesterday.
Please tell them I'm unloading groceries. I'm not crinkling bags.
Yeah, Jamie's not crinkling up paper bags just to annoy everybody. She's emptying grocery bags. And I would normally help her, and she can admit that. If I were not doing this with all of you guys, I would be helping her. I would help her carry the groceries in. I would help her with all of those things. I would help her unload it. I would not help her fit things into the fridge. That's where I draw the line. Because you've not seen our fridge. Jamie doesn't throw anything away.
You're so full of it. I did not open myself up for
Yoo-hoo! This is a Lester Live. So yesterday, Sunday, when we normally do our Sanctuary Sunday, I was at, huh?
Enjoy your me time.
She said, enjoy my me time. I was doing some opening some packages over at I'm a Survivor, and I'd worked a full afternoon over there doing some stuff with the pigs and the pasture changes. And I went live again, but didn't have my computer, didn't have the option to mess around with both platforms. And so I just went from our largest channel, which is the I'm a Survivor Facebook. So Longhorn Lester's on Facebook has also been neglected, along with some YouTube channels. But guys, I do apologize, and I'm hoping that everything will work itself out at some point and we get back to the good old days of how it used to be. How easy was it to be able to come on to one platform, pull everybody together, and then that way you're talking to not only my channels, but Jamie's channels. And that was easy. We could all look at the same stuff. And hi, Crystal. I'm actually, my Longhorn Lester video this morning on Facebook mentioned Crystal. I was taking the goats down to the river, and I mentioned how I still get spooked sometimes. I still get spooked by let's just say those who lived before us and their presence that still lingers. I hope I'm using the right word choices. I don't want to offend anybody and their different beliefs. But I reminded everybody about what happened down at the river. It was maybe about a year ago. I don't remember when it was. When I walked down to the river, took the goats for a walk, and we're right along the banks here of the Trinity, which is a nice, big, wide river. And I'm sitting there making a video of the actual river. I'm videoing the river. And at the same time, all of my goats stopped eating and looked up. I mean, they were like, and I noticed it because it was in my video, but I never saw I never saw a reason why they would have done it. And it wasn't until later when I began to get emails from people who saw something that I never saw. And Crystal was one of those folks. And she was one of many people who have, I'll just say, a unique ability one that I don't have, and I'm glad I don't, because I don't see ghosts and I don't want to see ghosts. Do you, Jamie? Remember that movie with Bruce Willis where that little boy was like, I see dead people and they're everywhere. Huh? The Sixth Sense. Yeah, the little boy got into the car with Bruce Willis. I forgot his character name. And that little boy's like, was he hiding somewhere? I think he was maybe hiding. And Bruce was like, what are you doing? What are you doing down here? And he's like, I see dead people and they're everywhere. Yeah, and ever since that day, y'all, that may have been a Hollywood production, but yeah, I don't want to see dead people. I don't want to see dead people. I don't want to see them. I had to clear my throat. Hold on. That was kind of weird. I felt a tickle in my throat. I wanted to clear it. Jamie, would you give me something to drink?
Did you ask about what that comment meant that I sent you? Because I still don't understand what that comment meant.
You mean you're asking on here?
Yeah, because I don't understand. Like, I'm like, what did I miss?
Okay, I'll be happy to read the comment. And that's a whole lot of why I'm going live right now in the middle of the day. We got just under 2,000 people watching, because why would Lester ever go live on a Monday midday? And so, like I said, I'm only going to go live on YouTube. So I got my 2 YouTube channels pulled here together. Thank you. I thought she'd bring me a Dr. Pepper,
Oh my
but
God, that's not what you said. You said something to drink.
I said something to drink, but I thought you would know what I meant by that.
Hey, listen, I just got them from the store and they're about 100 degrees outside.
So Daniel actually tried to join, y'all. He actually tried to join, but he got a code 404 that says, whoops, something went wrong. So Daniel probably has one of them flip phones. And from the flip phone, you don't really have the same capabilities that you have from the newer versions, iPhones. But hey, it is what it is, Daniel. No, it's all good. Sorry, I hope I didn't embarrass you by that. But some folks, they just live and die by the old flip phone. And it is what it is. But no, Jamie got a message today, and she was very concerned about it. I didn't post it, but I'll simply read it to you. It comes from Mama. That comes from Mama Meg 2. And she was very concerned. She goes, hey, I'm just curious, why didn't you do your live on Sunday? She goes, after all of the issues of 100-degree temperatures, all of the comments on the concern of what's going on with your animals, she goes, I got to address it. I'm trying to scroll back and forth. And I hope you and Lester take all of these comments seriously. And so I don't really know exactly. All I told Jamie, hold on, Cindy, shame on you. Cindy says, Lester just rambles on and on. He don't interact. Okay, how would you like me to interact?
Hold on, don't get sidetracked.
Don't get sidetracked, but I'm not. Well,
maybe Cindy knows what we're talking
I
about.
can't see, Cindy. I can't see without my glasses. I put them on and I saw that right away. So how would Cindy like me to interact? Cindy, how can we interact with you? I should send Cindy an invite.
Hold on, ask the question.
What is the question? What is the question?
The question is like, after all that's going on with the animals and hundreds of comments about it.
Okay.
Basically, you can't ignore us. What's going on? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so yes. So for the lady who sent the message, and it was sent on YouTube today, she's like, what's going on with all of the comments about the animals? You can't leave us in the dark. What's going on? And so I don't really know exactly what's going on. So here's what I'm going to do. Daniel, if you're still watching, which you probably are not, I doubt Daniel has that kind of time to spend. I am going to post a link. Daniel, the link I'm going to post is right there on your computer in the comments. Now, this is only for Daniel or Cindy M. This is only for Daniel or Cindy M. Guys, I can't interact with everybody like that right now. But if Daniel can find that comment just by scrolling through your comments and you click it, It's a direct link that will bring you into the live. And I'm also inviting Cindy M, who says Lester never interacts. He only rambles on and on and on. And now I guess I do ramble, y'all. I do ramble. But would you really want me to change who I am just to accommodate Cindy M? I don't think so. And ultimately, you really can't apologize for who you are, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't find something entertaining about what we're doing. Some people like my rambling. Some people enjoy the rambling. Lindsay says, we love your rambling. No, thank you. That's sweet. And I'm not going to change for anybody. But at the same time, here's how I feel about comments. Let me tell you guys how I feel about comments. Jamie, you can join me if you want to, because no one's seen you in a long time. You could prove that I haven't knocked you in the head and left you down by the river. Okay. So this is the way I feel. Someone says, listen to Cindy's explanation. How do I find that? How do I see Cindy, her explanation? She can click the link and tell me and explain to everybody. I'm inviting her. I'm inviting her to click the link and join me in a side-by-side, and she can explain what she means. But I can't keep up with all of the comments and read here and talk here and look at here and So what I was saying was, so I have always said this to all of the video creators who take the time to listen. And not everyone listens, not everyone cares, but I feel like at a certain point when you find yourself, you find your niche and you find a little bit of success in what you're doing, and you have the ability to help others who want to kind of follow your path, not to be who you are. They need to be themselves, but they can at least learn some secrets. I'd say that you don't have to listen to every single comment and do whatever they demand that you do, because there's some crazy ideas out there, right? But what you do have to do is listen to when those comments all begin to sort of speak the same voice. There's a word for that. When all of those commenters begin to kind of all have a cohesive voice that says the same thing, at that point, you better start listening. You better start listening, because that means it's not just one random crazy person out there. That's not just some random folk just saying something they don't like about you, because there's going to be people who don't like you no matter what. But you listen to the collective voices of your audience. And if the collective voice of your audience says, hey, you need to do this, or hey, you need to do this, and as a collective voice. So it's not just one person saying it, but it's a collective group of people saying it. Well, that's your audience, y'all. And you might want to consider what your audience is asking instead of just ignoring it. And so there's channels who completely ignore the collective voice. There's also channels that will completely delete the collective voices. And if those voices just go away, let's just get rid of all the squeaky wheels. And so those are the kind of folks that are never going to change their ways. But no, we have always tried to drive our channel in the direction based on a lot of things that you guys have asked or suggested. But it has to come from a collective. So I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if I could have a conversation and read all the comments at the same time. That's true. So here's what a lot of folks don't understand, is that when you do go to StreamYard, like I'm doing right now, and I bring in both of the YouTube channels, so it combines. So what you're seeing are the comments on your whatever page you're watching on. And then other folks are seeing different comments from whatever page they're watching on. But no one can see what I see right here. No one can see what I see. Well, I can show you, maybe. I wonder if I can do this. This is the craziest thing I probably have ever done. So what I'm going to do is simply turn my phone like this. Where am I at? Wait, that's me. I need to turn. Okay, so I want to turn my phone like this, and I'm going to try to put my phone over here. So now what you're seeing, so I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm sorry, guys, but bottom line is what you're seeing. I'm trying to see what you're seeing. Um, I don't know what I'm doing. Just, you know what? I'm just telling you it's hard, okay? It's hard. But no, I never had Daniel jump on, and I never had Cindy M jump on. So I guess I'm just going to move on from that. And then a lot of folks say, stop, just ignore the trolls, ignore the trolls. But see, that's the whole thing. If it's a collective voice of everyone saying the same thing, let me just give you an example. What if someone said in a message, you need to move Carl because it's obvious all of the female birds are terrified of him. And if I read that one place, then I might ignore it. Okay, you ignore it. You don't go out there immediately and you move Carl because it's something that you really haven't noticed and something that you haven't been aware of. But if all of a sudden you start seeing comments every single day and they're all kind of speaking the same thing, saying, hey, you might want to check on Carl. Hey, why are the females acting so skittish around Carl? Hey, Lester, why do you think this or that? And then what you have to do at that point is say, hey, now I have a collective voice here. I have a collective voice telling me something that they're noticing or they're observing. And that's when you kind of have to start paying attention to what your voices are saying, because those are in fact the people you have to appease, because that's your audience. So that's all I meant by that. Well, listen, I opened a few gifts at I'm a Survivor yesterday. I'm going to tell you what you missed on the lives. I opened a few gifts at I'm a Survivor. Thanks from the porch. We got some mealworms. Appreciate those. All of the feathered babies love mealworms. Crystal, I was very polite in what I said, that I'm only going to accept a talk time with Daniel if he wants to join, or a special invite to Cindy. And now you keep jumping. You're taking my invite and jumping on, and we're not going to go there today. So no, I don't mean any disrespect by that, but I'm having to keep kicking you from my. Crystal keeps jumping in at the bottom, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Anywho, so we also were gifted some. Oh, this was a big admission yesterday. We had gotten some goldfish, the little goldfish crackers. And then I had to admit that we had gotten a little bit carried away back a couple of years ago with all of the goldfish. And we were realizing how easy it is to move animals from pasture to pasture, from the front to the back, and all the way that we move animals throughout the day. It's just so easy to go grab a big old scoop of goldfish and throw them in a bucket and take off to wherever you want animals to follow you, because all the animals love them. I mean, every one of the animals love them. The birds eat them, all the animals, bigs, littles. But it wasn't long before our animals began to gain so much weight. We had to call the vet out, and she was like, hey, these goats are like obesely overweight. Like they're not just good old fat, healthy goats. There's a lot of obesity issues here. The farriers let us know that our horses were obese. Seriously, and we didn't even realize, because when you see them every single day, you can't realize the weight gain or maybe even the weight loss. You guys were calling it out. The collective voice was saying it. And that was back in the old days, and we didn't pay attention to the voices. Now we listen to voices. Some of them, only some of them. We don't listen to all the voices, but we listen to some of the voices. And we stopped doing the goldfish. Now we literally only offer a handful. And so I made that admission yesterday on that live. So if you missed that one, you missed Lester breaking it down and saying how much the mistakes he's made in the past and how he's gotten better over time. And a lot of that is because of the things that you guys suggest and you do. I'm seeing something over here. So Jaden Moody, Lester. Hey, it's time to bully you. Jaden, that's cute. You got my attention. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Cindy, are you guys arguing in the comments? Gia, I don't talk on lives, is what I said. Okay, all I'm saying is if you think that I'm purposely like trying to avoid a question or whatever, that's not the case. I don't see the question. But what you implied is that I ignore questions. So so I'm not trying to start any drama, Cindy. I thrive on some drama, but I don't want to start it. I just like to jump into it. I stir the pot, y'all. I stir the pot. It's PPAT time today, says Stephanie. Stephanie, I haven't used that word in a long time, PPAT, because my mom, who also has a channel, talked about PPAT. And I think that a lot of folks says, you know what, Lester, not my mom is not upset that I used the word PPAT, but she was a little bit shocked of how many people referred to the word PPAT, which was that the only time she'd ever used that was talking to her mom. And when my mom began to watch videos and heard all the PPAT talk about PPAT, man, I don't know what's happening. This is why I guess I'm glad I don't read comments. This is why I guess I'm glad I don't read comments, because I can't tell what's happening. I don't know what people are screaming and hollering about. But stop people, just move on. And so that is the best. That's great advice. I've always said if it's not your happy place, then go find your happy place. Hey, Daniel knows this fact. There are 50 million video creators, or at least folks who are trying to find their way onto social media on all the different platforms, and 50 million is a very large number. So I promise you, if I'm not your cup of tea, or if Jamie's not your cup of tea, or anyone else, guys, you always have options. And the easiest option is to simply just X out and then keep scrolling for someone that can bring you to your happy place. Yeah, take you to your happy place, because I think that life is too short for us not to be able to find and spend time at our happy places. And I've always known that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. There was I think that over time you kind of begin to slowly, you lose people, you gain people, you lose people, you gain people, and then slowly you begin to find your people. And so I think that by and far, I found my people, and my people have found me. You are my people. Does that make any sense to anybody? I'm not trying to say that these are my people. No, but we're of the same type of people. If we lived closer, we would probably hang out. If we worked together, we would eat lunch in the same room or the same table. I think that we share a lot of commonalities. And so that's just human nature, is that you find folks who you relate with and relate to. I do feel like Daniel, Arms Family, Jason, Cog Hill, and Sean, Keeping It Dutch. I think that all three of us creators have all kind of found each other's channel. Now, I would say every one of us have rubbed elbows with a lot bigger creators than each other, but we're not the same. We're not the same, but the four of us have some common ground. We share a lot of commonalities, and that's why we've been able to remain friends for, I guess, going on over 2 years now. And it's neat because we talk and we discuss things, and we all have our PPATs that follow our channels. And sometimes people follow your channel just to be the constant PPAT type voice. But no, I would encourage you to find your happy place. And if it's not my channel, then find someone's channel who you do love and enjoy. But anywho, I don't think there's a whole lot more that I really wanted to say or need to say. The animals are fine, y'all. My son Lex, I'll just go ahead and type that into the bottom because a lot of folks won't be able to find it. I hope I spelled that right. So my youngest son Lex has been here with me quite a bit, and he also has started his own little YouTube channel. Now, guys, I'm going to remind you, Lex is only 11, soon to be 12, and so he loves to make videos, and he likes to follow in Daddy's footsteps and make videos. But you have to remember that he makes videos on a his perspective, from an 11/12-year-old's perspective, an adolescent young man. But I really do love the fact that he's taken a lot of interest in the animal videos, and he's done a lot with the dogs here. He's had a dog parade. Yesterday, we played a game of hide and seek. I took my drone up, I flew my drone over the property trying to find him. And so he made a video of that. It was cute because I don't want to give away his video, but in the video, he's trying to whisper because he thinks that my drone is the type that can pick up voice and all of that. But no, my drone is a cheaper version. It just flies around with a camera. So I was just trying to fly around amongst the trees and search him out. Never could find him. But his video of that comes out today, I think, at 6. But he's done a lot of neat videos with some freeze dried candy, someone said, his dog parade. We've had a lot of great father and son time, and I've enjoyed him, and I know he's enjoyed hanging out with me. So, if you guys have a chance to watch some additional videos and you want to find a little bit more content about the going ons of Longhorn Lester's or I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, you can always say hi to Lex and see what his channel's all about. And then Mary Coker says, I'm impressed with Lex's channel. I'm not trying to, well, I mean, he's my son, so I don't mind doing this for my son. I'm not trying to encourage you. Okay, I am. Go visit the boy's channel. Just go visit the boy's channel. But I think that you too will be impressed. He does a lot of things with his channel that a lot of folks don't do because we don't take time to do it. He finds special effects. He does cute little things that will make you smile and make you laugh. And Lex is an amazing young man, smart and witty and cute. Oh boy, he made one that got us both in trouble. We went for a ride on our side by side, and I did let him drive down the road. Now, guys, you have to understand that the road that we're blessed to live on here is a very quiet, private community, and you don't have through traffic. What I mean by through traffic, you don't have cars and trucks and things coming in and out. And so one late afternoon, I'm thinking when most folks are already home from work, it's also mostly a retirement community. I mean, think about it. All of our neighbors are all retired. So I did. Lex and I took the side by side out for a little drive, and I let Lex drive. Lex is an amazing driver, but some of the things that Lex screenshotted and sent me were people who were very upset with me for letting him drive on the road. And yeah, I understand, but I think it's the same as you letting your kids drive at the beach or at the river on the sandbar. Guys, there's always a potential of dangerous people coming by. And yes, it's true that Lex wouldn't have the reaction time that I would have if something like that was to happen. But I've made sure that Lex knows what it means to hug the shoulder. And if I say, hey, move over to the side of the road, he gets over. But Lex had an amazing time. It was neat for him. He smiled the entire trip, especially when he was behind the wheel. He got to, learn the 11-1. He learned some driving skills that day. And if you noticed, we were never passed by not one vehicle. We kept that video rolling almost the entire time. And we didn't have to deal with not a single vehicle while he was behind the wheel. So anywho, but no, Lex has videos out there, and he's very impressive with the amount of time he puts into his videos. He doesn't just rush job, just throw anything up just to make a video. So, all right, well, I will check one last time to see if there's anything pressing. Goat babies. Yes, we have goat. So Teresa McKinney says, hey guys, let's be honest. I've been driving since I was 12. How many of us could also say we've been driving since we were 12? Jamie in there will tell you right away that her mom was putting you all know her mom. and her mom was putting her behind the wheel at the age of 14 to take her little brother's places. And that's with no license, no permit, and no official training. And that was probably a standard vehicle. Standard standard transmission, which was a lot harder. And a lot of us have been driving since we were very young. Look at all of the people who were driving stick shifts. 10 and 2. Wait, Jamie, is it 11 and 1 or 10 and 2? Guys, I think it's both. I think you have an option. Where did that I lost it. But yeah, so yeah, I do think that you can drive at 11 and 1, 10 and 2, 3 and 9. You should not be driving down here. But and you should also probably not just drive like most of us do with one hand while we're eating with the other one or drinking something. See, I wouldn't teach that example. So there's a lot of 10 and 2s in California. So hey, listen, that's really interesting. That's really interesting that a lot of folks are saying it's 10 and 2. And I don't know if that is across the board. Here's some 9 and 3s. Here's 3 and 9 because of airbags. Hey, I don't know. In Michigan, it's 10. It's 9 and 3. 10 and 2 in Connecticut. How interesting that people from different states, 10 and 2 in the UK, they all have a different way of where they're told to hold the steering wheel to be safer. But bottom line is, I had that talk with Lex, and I guess I told him wrong. Let's hope he keeps driving here in Texas and doesn't go to the UK or to California, where he's going to find himself in a whole heap of trouble. Anywho, thank y'all for watching, and thank y'all for hanging out with me for a little bit. And I do apologize for neglecting to come live with you. I wasn't purposely trying to say, you know what, who cares about YouTube? No, we definitely care about YouTube, but all of the animals are safe. I can't think of any issues. The goats we are due some goat babies. We've already had some goat babies. If you watch any of the I'm a Survivor videos, you'll see goat babies over at I'm a Survivor. And even though LE has been instrumental in bringing you guys, I would say, the newest content, because he's the one who's there 24/7. I go there every other day, sometimes 3 or 4 days in a row. And so while I'm there, I always grab videos of my babies, and I still call them my babies. And I will always call them my babies. So Jamie did say she was going to join me, and you notice she never came in here. She's working now. But yes, we do think that Tilly will be up next. I'm watching Tilly's every move. And so when you have a goat who's about to give birth, you watch for a couple of things. You don't do a bag report on goats. I could do that with cows, but you can't do a bag report on goats. Instead, you watch their tail. If the goat's tail is standing up the way it should, then that means that all of those ligaments and cartilages and everything else that has to loosen up for the birth canal to begin to open are not loosened yet. They're still nice and tight. And so the tail will still stand. But if that tail begins to slowly seep down, and at some point that goat's tail is hanging, then that means that all of those, I don't know what it is, muscles, ligaments, cartilage, it's all naturally loosened up, which has allowed the birth canal to start opening, which was in fact going to begin to be the beginning of that birthing process. I hope that y'all didn't think that was too graphic. I mean, it is what it is. And then they'll also do a lot of nesting. So they'll start like finding a place where they would like to have that baby. They'll pick out their spot that they think that they're safest to have their baby. And then they'll start doing their nesting. They'll start doing a lot of pawing around the ground. You'll see them pawing. They'll make a little humming noise, a very gentle, it might be their way of expressing pain, like ow, ooh, ooh, ee. I don't know, but they do make kind of a humming sound. And so when you start seeing those signs, then you can be pretty sure that that baby is on its way. And then I said in my video, I don't know when it's going to come out though, but I know the most recent video is that I feel like Tilly will have more than one baby. I kind of predict she'll have 2 or 3, which that will be great. Let's keep our fingers crossed that she will feed them all and be able to nurse them all, and we don't have to pull anybody off of her. Because if we do have to pull babies off of her, what that's going to mean, and I hope Jamie's not listening, is that we end up bringing Tilly and babies here to Longhorn Lester's. And I have considered that anyway, Tilly and Sissy. I know that Ellie and Megan have their hands full with the babies they're taking care of. They have pasture babies. They have babies who are on the bottle who come in and out with them. They have the baby, I think they call him Hero, who has had issues that has required vet care. And so I don't want to overwhelm them. So it's very possible. So I'll ask this question, and this is where I'm looking for some reaction. Let me ask my question, and I'm going to put it into the comments. You can see it. Here comes my question. Okay. So the question that I'm going to ask to you, and I would like you to not just say yes or no, but tell me why. If I do need to bring Tilly and Sissy to Longhorn Lester's, is it okay if I leave Ringo at I'm a Survivor? And the reason that I say I would even consider leaving Ringo is because he gets around so much easier on the flat terrain, the flat topography, the terrain there is a whole lot easier on his joints. You guys already know that. I need to, if I really, I need to take Tina's butt over there. Our ostrich Tina needs flat terrain as well, but I just know she requires so much special care as far as feeding and stuff goes. But no, I need to find out. This is where I'm actually asking for the collective voice. I'm asking for the collective voice. And so for the lady, what's that noise? Oh, for the lady who said I never interact, well, this is my way of interacting by asking for ideas. Because I'm telling you right now that if I end up having or needing to bring Tilly and Sissy over here to Longhorn Lester's, they'll be fine. Right now we have all of Bree's goats, and everyone is in hog's heaven down there in the Garden of Eden. That's not Jamie, that's Buddy. No, that's Jamie. That's okay. You need to stop. Kidding. Is it okay to leave Ringo? And so before you just shout out, wait, he's not going to have any friends. I think that you got to think a little bit deeper than that as far as the goat's needs. So yes, we're looking at two things here. He does have a need to know he's still the protector of his herd, Herd. I think you call it a herd of goats. But at the same time, you don't want to put him through more physical pain than what he needs to. And so right now, our goats are living along the wood line with the hills, and that's where they're foraging every day. And I would hate to see Ringo have to deal with that. And then the way he would have to work himself back up to the barn every night and just know that he's going through so much pain. Because if you've seen any I'm a Survivor videos recently, Ringo's getting around pretty darn good. He looks like a much younger version of himself than what we've seen him when he was here. So I always want to try to make the best interest for the goats, for the animals. And so I kind of think that if I do bring Tilly and Sissy, I probably need to still leave Ringo. Ringo would still have Walter Melon. God, what a character who Jamie and I just love. What an amazing character, a personality. Champ is the other little male who's inside the pasture, and I don't see Champ having near the personality of Walter Melon. I don't know if it's the name that makes you just love that little goat, or the fact of how he just finds himself in predicaments, or the way that little goat feels like he can blend in, or he can really identify with any animal he wants to at any time. He can be a pig, he can be he can be a guardian dog sitting there beside Sadie. He can jump on the goats, jump on the pigs. He'll jump on the donkeys. He'll jump on the alpacas. He'll hang out and play with anybody. And Walter Melon is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So Ringo will have Walter Melon. He'll also have Champ. He'll have Old Mama Goat, OMG. And he'll also have, baby, I forgot that last, Carrie. Her name is Carrie. He'll also have Carrie. And so those were goats that were given or gifted to Ellie and Megan to be a part of their farm. And so I would never want to take away any of their animals or even suggest it. Now, if they find the need to have those mamas over here because of the foraging and the food situation, then by all means, they're welcome to bring them the same way that Brienne did. And I'll take great care of them. But I would like to know what you guys feel about Ringo. And I feel like it's overwhelming, the response. So Sue has an interesting idea. So we actually do this. I don't guess you've seen too many videos of it. You can always bring forage to Ringo. And we actually do that more than what you realize. Every time I go over and do a driveway cleanup, especially when I go down the driveway and I use my hedge trimmers to clean up along the side, I take all of that back. If you look in, here's what will be easier. If you look in the pasture, the front pond pasture, and look at the pile of limbs, you will see there, that's what happens to the spoils after Ringo and friends have made their way through it. So a lot of folks are saying that Ringo is doing better at I'm a Survivor. And then I agree with Sue. We can always take foraging type things to Ringo. And we do that. Yes, if Ringo was younger, he could handle the terrain here. But unfortunately, he is an older goat and he does have joint and knee issues. All right. Well, listen, I really do think that I've kept you guys long enough. I'm right there at my hour mark. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. And I do apologize if it is perceived that I'm ignoring comments, but I do not apologize for being a rambling man. I do not apologize for being a rambling man. But in my defense, I did invite that kind lady to come on with me and express her concerns and she refused to do so. And so, hey, that was your shot. But I will also say this, and this kind of goes in a general thing. If you can't find your happy place here and you can't find it somewhere else, then by all means, it's not hard to create a Facebook or a YouTube channel of your own. And on that channel, you can be yourself. And if your self is to read and answer every comment, that is absolutely your prerogative. But I think my style is more of just catch comments on occasion. I don't wear my glasses and I cannot see without them, friends. I'm sorry. I know I look ridiculous when I put them on. And so I had to swallow a little bit of pride and stick them on every once in a while. And I do that. I think I think that I use the comments to keep the flow going, or if not, I just ramble. And that's who I am. So, but anyway, I appreciate y'all spending time with me on this crazy Monday afternoon, middle of the day. That means that probably some of y'all have missed the Longhorn Lester video. You've missed the I'm a Survivor video on YouTube. You have no idea what I'm talking about with anything, but I hope that you'll still go and catch those. And thank you to the double dippers. And I do apologize lastly for my inabilities to figure out the technology that I need to try to figure out to get all the StreamYard and stuff working proper. Okay, well, friends, with that, I will say we love you and we will see you guys on the next video.